Alright, so next we're going to be checking out Fae Farm. The developers are kind enough to give me the key to this game. My understanding is this is another slice of lifestyle game. I believe there's like some magical fairy nonsense to it, which I would assume based on seeing fairies flying in the background. We'll check it out. Sometimes these really cutesy ones can be actually good, and sometimes they can be kind of eh. It depends on what they got going for them. As always, I'm going to check the settings to see what type of accessibility stuff we have going on first. Thus, having accessibility settings not having accessibility doesn't necessarily mean a problem, but it's always good to recognize. So they do allow us to take off screen shake, which I've done immediately. I'm assuming the simple fishing is if you don't want to do like the fishing mini game, there's probably a way to bypass that. Graphics, let's see if there is any blur or anything. Nope. They do not have a frame limiting in there, which it is what it is. That's more of a stream problem than anything. All right. So the volume seems quiet. Let me adjust the volume. There we go. All right. So with all that said, let's pop in here and see what this game is. Looks like you're new here. Let's give your world a name. Why are you making me name things right away? Naming things is the hardest part. I don't know. Streamed. Excellent. It's the world of Streamed. Cookie's Place? I already went too fast. Paleo World. If you like netting critters and want the best, talk to Mel with the beekeeper to access his critter catching. Nessa the sailor wants to see your fishing skill. That's going entirely too fast to be read by a person. Alright. Okay, so you have just random body types. I think it's supposed to be female presenting, male presenting. Okay, sure, why not? So I have eyes. Okay. You can do the thing, I forget the condition's called, where your eyes are different colors. That's kind of cool. Alright, we have eyebrow colors. Not that matters, our face all covered. Alright. Well, the animations are really cute in this one. Not a ton of character customization, but that could be alright. We're just gonna keep doing this. Sure, why not? Sure. I'm gonna go with it because I'm gonna go with it. I have no idea what that's even changing. Oh, they're like beauty marks. Okay, I see. I don't care about that. Okay, and you can set pronouns, which is fine.
Ho, ho, ho.
Silent. I appreciate that that's a choice. Silent. For when you're like, no. You know what I want the voice to be? Non-existent. Orb. Walking along the beach one day, staring at the sand. A message in a bottle invited me to a faraway land. The author described an island in need. One like no other. A home for the brave. At first I thought it was going to rhyme the whole way through. It was written so kindly. Set off with adventure, with heart in my soul, the wind behind me. The voyage was dangerous, and the boat was shattered. I died. Clung to the wreck, my sails in tatters. Suddenly, the waters calmed, and then I saw it. Welcome to Azoria. Okay. Hello there. Quest. My goodness. Look at what that tide brought in. Are you okay? Your name is Rual Storge and you found a message in a bottle. Excellent news. I was the one who threw it in the ocean. I can't believe that worked. I'm Mayor Merritt. Pleased, pleasure to meet your soggy self. Oh, a house? Yes, it's still available. Actually, you're the only one who's tried to make it to our island. It's a wonderful, magical place filled with all kinds of cozy friends, but we're surrounded by whirlpools. And there's a blizzard that's been howling for what seems to be years up in the mountains, and there's an active volcano that's been threatening to go off. There's also this wild magic that swept through and animated a bunch of junk, but we managed to shove them all into the mine, and don't even get me started with the shade and the thorns. Yep, Erosia is a real paradise. No, don't go. Well, you actually can't because of those whirlpools. But I can sweeten the deal. I'll have my patented welcome package sent to your house. And look, a full map. It shows you where everyone and everything can be found. Go on, check out your new home. Okay, so we need to discover and enter our new home and get the welcome package. I promise you'll love it here. Okay. Alright, so they give us a compass and everything. And a quest marker. And so instead of like the other game we were just playing, where they were like, this is town. Let me introduce you to all of the different mechanics of town by dialoguing and zooming in them, but not panning over to where they might be or anything like that. Just literally zooming into a spot and just assuming you know. Let's see. Cozen Cabin Variety Pack. Thank you for choosing Azoria as your new home. As a special reward, I'd like to give you some presents. First of all, there's the lovely cozy farmer outfit, casual cozy cap, straw lower face. So we got some clothes. We got a couple things for our house. Yeah, so we got like decorations for our house and cosmetics for our character. Dear future friend, once upon a time, an island called Azoria glittered like the multicolored gem in the ocean. This land is home to our many friendly, hardworking souls. But life had become difficult for them. Magical hardships had deprived them of the coziness that separated them from their friends and even their homes. But I, Mayor Merritt, know that someone like you can help us. Someone who wants to farm, explore, and have an adventure too. Lately, even reaching our island requires treacherous journey through turbulent seas. But a brave adventurer can overcome these dangers. Will you meet us in Azoria? I mean, you have it in my mailbox? I'm assuming that's the letter we had on our person. I think this is not a sustainable immigration policy. I mean, if at least one gets in and we let none out. Nah, it's, yeah, just, how did you get people to come here? Well, I got a bunch of bottles. Yep, I put notes in them. Yep, and I hucked them in the ocean and hoped for the best. We don't have to love it here. There's nothing you can do about it. Alright. So we got a backpack inventory. Cool. So yeah, this is kind of doing the tutorial thing correctly in that they've introduced us to one mechanic, which was the map and find your way home. And then when we got home, they said, okay, now we're going to introduce inventory. Now we're going to introduce the next thing. And it's a much better system than a lot of them where it's just, sure. Oh, goodness. Ah, good. So I got a chunk of straw shoved out of my face. Escape. Okay, so we got a quest list, a calendar, an almanac. Okay, it shows you like all the different tools. Cool. So basically they have what's effectively, you can have your list of have I unlocked everything. You can just kind of look through the list and see where you got gaps in it. I appreciate that. Okay, I don't know what that is, but that's fine. There's definitely some quality of life in the game. Did I actually set that quest? I don't think we did. But also, I want the almanac to stop blinking at me, so... That's usually one of those things, like, at the beginning of a game can be a bit much. And then when you get later in the game, is usually not that big of a problem because you don't unlock things as often. Okay, so... Quests. So you're pinned. It's interesting that before it showed me where she is. Oh, she's at my house apparently. I got a character in a wheelchair, that's cool. Kind of figured that was going to work that way. The voice does not match the character at all. Hello. Azoria's the better for having you. So we'll redeem the quest. Alright, so we're moved in. So what do you think about your new home? Welcome kit was pretty sweet, right? The emotes are pretty fun. I knew you'd love it. Azoria is a perfect place to live, assuming you're okay with magical thorns and suspicious weather patterns. Why don't you try giving your home its own name? Give it that special Rual Storge touch. Oh. Naming things. Oh, that's a real short name. Alright. I think you even said, like, Cookie's Place earlier. I'm sure, yeah, that doesn't even fit. How many characters is it? It's 10 characters. Place. With the period. Don't tell me what you named it. That's just between you and your farm. You probably named it something terrible anyways. Like place or farm or, you know, just your own name or something. Speaking of farm, this house comes with one. Right here. This is a farm. Calm down, Merritt. Yes, okay, it's seen better days. Will require some elbow grease, but you survived a whirlpool. So it's nothing you can't handle. Because, you know, aquatic navigation and agriculture are basically the same skill set, right? Right? Besides, it shouldn't take you too long to tidy up the place here. Not with your own brand new set of tools. You got a set of starter tools. Using these tools is easy. Go up to objects and press the button. So the right tool for the job will be automatically used. Thank you. Just make sure you have enough energy. With those beginner tools, you can do all kinds of things done here. And you can upgrade them at Cinder's Smithy by the docks to tackle tougher jobs. Try cleaning away some rocks, logs, wild grass, and harvesting wild greens from your land at home. You can keep all the materials you gather. Cool. Yep, so they did mention we can upgrade our tools, but as you notice, it didn't make us actually, you know, we're going to be told about it. So this is something that some of the Slice of Lives have been adding to their games that I actually really appreciate, is not making me inventory the base tools when you know, like, I'm not going to go up this log and use a shovel. That's not a thing I would do intentionally ever. So making me have to, like, pull up my inventory and all that doesn't really add anything to the experience. But there's been a lot of games that have been, like, really kind of doing stuff like that. They're like, when it's not a player decision, there's just things you can get wrong kind of thing. Is that not on my screen? Okay, it is on the screen. Okay. Can I hold the button and walk? No, I can't. Which is one of those things, because, like, otherwise what ends up happening is you go, like, oh, I hit 3 to pull out my scythe, and then I run around for a little while, and then I get to a point where there's too many stones in the way, so I back up to the big, front area, and, switch to my next tool, or I do the thing where I, like, work on one plant, take a couple steps, and repeat the process. So it's just nice that I don't have to, like, go through all that. I will say, animations are really good in this game. For as much as I like, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. For as much as I like Coral Island, I can't help but make fun of their mining animation. Where your character does like this whole like kick thing when they mine, where they like hit like that and they like kick up their back leg, and like you would get nothing done with that. You're losing all of the force behind your blow by like repositioning, versus this character you kind of like step into it. It's like, yeah, that's more right. Hi, hello there. Hi. Thanks again for coming to Azoria. I hope you stay a long time. Especially by the fact that you can't leave. Nice job. Now that you got some space cleared, how about you show us how to use it? Or show you how to use it. In order to make something, you'll need to construct it yourself. But it's as easy as falling down. See, you can build all kinds of things, indoors and outdoors. Just gather raw materials, then start construction. If you don't know what materials you need, you can check your almanac. I told you about the almanac, right? It's a guidebook to Azoria that you fill in. Isn't that fun? Back to construction. Let's start by trying to build a piece of cozy furniture indoors. You'll learn by doing. They literally... I can't say which parts are without, like, the dox yourself kind of thing. She used multiple lines that were literally stuff we used in when I was authoring the courses as, like, the company, not motto, like, slogan kind of thing. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So it was just like hearing those of like, yep, those are how those things work. Okay. A wooden stool. Okay, cool. But yeah, so it's doing a really good job, because one of the things you use that's a trick that we use in education is called, when we're dealing with like non sequiturs. Or tangents or whatever, like you end up having times you want to do that, where there's a thing going on, it's like, hey, here's an interesting thing. It's not really the main topic, but it's worth mentioning. That when you do that, you actually call out that you're deviating from the main topic and returning to it. So she actually did the thing where it's like, hey, like, while I've got you here, you can go do this other thing. Well, now back to what we were just saying. So it was actually good that they did that in such a way that it makes it clear that there's two different topics and all that. Hi, thanks again for coming to Azoria. I hope you stay for a long time. Redeem the quest. It's like you've been doing this your whole life, Rual Storge. Really, I'm impressed. Generally speaking, you can build decorative things inside and or outside. How you set up your farm is up to you. Oh, and I've already built you a mailbox. Miles the postman will deliver your letters and packages first thing in the morning, so don't forget to check your mail. Oh, I know what I should build next. A cooking fire. Have a cooking fire in your farm is the easiest way to cook up a hot meal. You can always make fancier equipment later. There's all kinds of things you can cook up with a cooking fire. I've got some wild greens. Let's see, I've got some wild greens around, but there's mussels on the beach too. Try building a cooking fire and cook some food on it. Wonder why it panned down to that spot. So it wants to build in the area cleared outside. Ah, So this is a buildable area. This is not a buildable area. Inside's a buildable area. So I have to build it down here because I'm not eligible to build near our place. Alright, cook something. So we're changing our greens to grilled greens. Cool. Hello there. Thanks again for coming to... you literally repeat that every time. Okay. Let's see what you've cooked, Rual Storge. Bravo. I see that... Let's see. You see, with a cooking fire, you can roast and toast your heart's content. Home-cooked food is always tastes better, I say. Cooked food gives more energy than raw and sells for more money at the market, too. Try using different raw ingredients to see how they can be transformed to tasty treats. Experiment, you know, get jazzy with it. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I know what you're thinking, Rual Storge. When is Merrick going to teach me about farming? Right now. Let's get your hands dirty and play around with some seeds and soil beds. You know, I'm pretty sure I left some seeds and construction materials in that storage shed. You have a storage shed, by the way. Go and get those materials in your storage shed to construct some soil beds on your farm. And plant one seed in each. Yeah, so I do know that some people... Let's see. Soon you'll have... soon you'll be enjoying fresh Azorian produce. You're going to be so self-sufficient, you can thank me later. So, I know some people get annoyed by the tutorial kind of thing where it goes like step by step by step by step that just takes a while to do the tutorial. And there is such thing as having like too much tutorial kind of bit, certainly. Trying to figure out how I can grab a whole pile. There you go. Helps if you read, for the record. Alrighty, Enoch. You have yourself some delicious noms. We're gonna enjoy our grilled greens. Where did those go? I guess because they're not a recipe ingredient we can use. And you want me to craft a soil bed? Well, I might as well do them all now. So I can run through them. That's important. We already know this is coming next. Let's see if we can break the tutorial. I keep skipping it because her dialogue repeats there, and I want to skip that dialogue. Wonderful job, Rual Storge. Soon your fields will be sprouting with ground-grown goodness. Say that 3 times fast. It did catch my tongue. Just don't forget to water your seeds. They won't grow unless they're watered. Though if it rains, you can skip a day. I hope you keep tending your fields. As farmers always say, don't leave them alone. Haha. We have fun. You've done so much to improve your farm already. I bet you aren't even thinking about the harrowing journey across the ocean. Oh, you should meet your neighbors. Word has probably already spread around that you're here. We're a bit of a small town, you see. You should talk to Eddie the Mariner. He'll be near his home at the Stay a While Bay. He'll have a fish tale or two to share. Okay. So we've got that. Alright. Yeah, so far this feels like it's a pretty decent one. Well, that was smooth. Just wear a little bit of my drink, that's fine. Still dealing with my lip being a little swollen from work. Like, you got like bit while I was sleeping or whatever. But still healing up, so it's all puffy. Alright. Hello, landlubber. Have you been exploring yet? Island's got a lot of secrets ready for finding. Redeem the quest. Good to see you, Rual Storge. If no one's told you, I'm Eddie, Azoria's old mariner. I hear you got a little farming going on. You know what I'm saying. I won't hold that against you, even though us fishers and farmers have been at odds forever. I will stab you in your sleep someday, don't you worry. It's just the way these things go. Never mind that, though. You haven't lived until you fished. Believe me, give me the seas over the trees any day, if you know what I'm saying. How about old Eddie gives you a quick lesson on the art of the rod and the reel? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hot dog, I'm ready whenever you are, Rual Storge. I have my shiv ready. Alright, go out there and catch a fish. Any kind, salt or freshwater. I'll even give you my old rod. May it serve you well. You got a fishing rod. Now hold out your rod and cast it so your bobber lands near the mouth of a fish. Then, reel it in a bit at a time, not too fast. The hypnotic motion should encourage the fish to strike. When the fish has bitten, you get reeling real fast. Not at all once, though. If the line turns red, it'll ready to break. Best stop for a moment until it turns white again. Keep it up, and with a little luck, you'll reel in a prize. Go fishing, and tell me all about it. Okay. I mean, but first, there's stuff I can pick up here. And it's just all on the ground. And it gives me XP and it's free. What you're saying, fish is a lot like sex. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Do I need to get a spray bottle? Alright, so you want me to cast? That's not exactly what I had in mind for casting. Let's try that again without hucking myself directly into the water. Okay, we caught a salmon. Hello there. There's no lack of things to do on this here island. You'll never be bored, 'cause you won't live much longer, farmer. Ah, you seem to have done well for yourself, Rual Storge. Tell me, how the fishing went? Well done, my friend. You're on your way to becoming a marine master. Maybe you'll even leave the farm for the seas one day like I did. It's the only way you'll survive. But enough of that. I've taught you all I can. I taught you how to throw a bobber in the water and then pull it back out. The rest is on you. I've seen you grow from a minnow to a sardine, which are both pathetically tiny little fish. I think it's time you spoke with our local beekeeper. Mel the beekeeper can tell you about the critter catching, and you're going to want to pay attention to that. Cool. So yeah, so they're just introducing me to System Master, System. Oh wait, really? That's how you dive? Excellent. That is wonderful. I appreciate that greatly. Uh... So you're pulsing like it's over here. Is the beekeeper like right here or something? Oh no, it's up here. I see. Well, I was able to highlight on my map earlier and now I can't. Oh, I have to click on the actual thing. I see. I understand. I have to click on like actual waypoints, not just anywhere on the map. Whee! Alright. You're cool with everything happening right now, right, Bees? Play brick path. Alright. Hello! The weather's getting warmer. It'll be summer soon, sooner than you think. I can read full words. Alright. A new face. When I heard someone washed up on the shore, I could hardly believe it. Rual Storge, it's nice to meet you. You must have a lucky clover on your boot to have made it past the whirlpools. I'm Mel. Hope everyone is treating you well. It's been a long time since we've had someone new on our island. The bees have been a buzz about it. You moved into the abandoned farm? Wonderful. Hey, since you're new here, let me show you how to catch bees and other critters from here in Azoria. Azoria is a haven for critters, mostly because they outnumber us. Azorians by a wide margin. Now don't worry about how critters feel about it. I've developed the most gentle, cozy critter net. It's like getting scooped up by a cloud. A cloud that will soon imprison you for the rest of existence. Here, I've even got an extra net just in case. Equip your net and swing it to catch a critter. To improve your chances, get your net ready and approach the critter slowly. Why don't you take a couple swings and catch a few critters and come back? Yeah, sure. I didn't think that was gonna work, but you know. Cool. Good for you coming to Azoria. It must have been quite a journey. Catch a few critters with your net. Don't forget the critters love when you sneak up and... Wait, what? I just randomly find floating... Oh, it tells me I gotta catch 4. I was just like, caught a critter, let's go. Okay, so it's definitely a cute, like, adorable little game. But yeah, there's lots of quality of life stuff happening here. Hello, before you arrived, it's been a long time since we had a new face in Azoria. Well, how did that feel? Nice, right? You can keep the net. You got great techniques. I can see you becoming an avid critter catcher. Remember, critters can leave you little gifts if you add them to a conservatory, but that's for later. The mayor said not to overwhelm you. You know, there are many critter collectors on the island. If you catch a critter, you can just always sell it. There's always someone in Azoria who will like to buy. You can sell just about anything, really. And then you'll earn florins. That's the local currency, if no one else told you. Well, selling things is really Pearl's specialty. She's the chairwoman of the Merchants Guild. She's kind of a big deal around here. I'm sure she would love to tell you about all selling things. You can find her at the Town Center Marketplace. It's been a real pleasure catching up with you, Rual Storge. Alright. Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, some people get annoyed by the tutorials that kind of, you know, They walk you to one place, then they walk you to the next place, then they walk you to the next place. It's always a hard juggle in games, because you saw, like, the last game kind of just, like, info dumped you at the beginning and didn't really give you any time to do anything, and that was a big negative. And then there's also games that you go to play the game and it just goes, okay, go play. And it doesn't tell you anything, or it's like, here's how you put food in your mouth. Okay, go play. And then it can be, like, that can be good if the game is very intuitive. But if the game isn't very intuitive, it could be a point of frustration where you're, like, looking up wikis going, how the do I do this? Oh, I have to have this, like, cryptic combination of things. You can tell just by anything, including harvested organs from mysterious sources. What? Good to see you. The weather's getting warmer. It'll be summer soon, sooner than you think. Do they share dialogue? Hello, fellow entrepreneur. You must be Rual Storge. Fantastic to meet you. I'm Pearl, the head of the Merchants Guild. You know, I bet you have a bunch of stuff in your pockets that you'd like to get rid of. Am I right? What if I told you you can turn that random junk into cold, hard florins? For the record, florins are neither cold nor hard. They're paper currency. You get what I'm saying, though. It's true. You can sell that stuff for florins right here, right now. Well, in the market, and the money isn't deposited automatically. Now, sorry. Now's not the time for questions. It's a time to learn. Pay attention, because what I'm about to say may change your life. Let me introduce you to the concept of capitalism. No. Everything in Azoria sells. Everything. Plant fibers, sold. Clay, sold. Spring pepper, sold. People, sold. Wait a second. Not the last one. That one is made illegal. I'm sorry. Sold. And it's so easy. A chiku, which we can also sell, could do it. See, in the middle of the market, which is also for sale, and tables, which are also for sale, you can put something on these tables, and the next morning, it's sold. The morning is also for sale. Don't ask how we sell time. It's a weird thing. I know what you're wondering. Who's buying everything? And don't you dare ask again. Don't worry about it. Azoria simply has a healthy economy full of buyers who are hungry for junk and gems alike. I feel like I should worry about why you're buying literally anything. That's why I have a pillow that says, one Azorian's inventory is another Azorian's resources. Try putting up a few things in the marketplace and sell them. Mayor Merritt will be so happy you're participating in Azoria's economy. Find her when you're done. Cool. You can take the streamer out of the Rimworld, but you can't take the Rimworld out of the chat. I was away for 10 minutes, and that's what I come back to. Look. It is what it is. It didn't have to be this way. But that also doesn't mean it isn't this way. Oh, I just have to talk to Pearl again. Well, that was weird. The quest here... I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Oh, it's ready to redeem. It's not telling me ready to redeem with Pearl. It's just talking about the objectives. I understand. That's fair. Like, we leaning over because we're tired, or was that? Hello there. Happy to have you around. You're back, Rual Storge. I've been hearing such wonderful things about you. Sounds like you're becoming a real Azorian. And aren't furious about getting shipwrecked here. Yeah, all's well that ends well. You get a home, a farm, and we get ourselves a new resident. In, well, I can't remember. I don't actually remember when the whirlpools appeared, but things weren't going great even before that. But nothing you can't handle, Rual Storge. Now that you've got your tools, rod, and net, you can handle anything. So many questions. There are plenty of time for answers, but you must be tired of talking. How about we put a pin in this and you head home? Great. Hey, Rual Storge. Think you're doing great things for Azoria. Oh. Oh, when it says it's bedtime, it means it's bedtime. It's like, you know, you're not home yet? Day's done. Go to sleep. Oh, stretch. Sorry about that. So you can get more details. Yeah, so you can break down what everything was worth individually. Okay. Done reviewing. Chapter 2, A Thorny Problem. Hey, Bentley, how's it going? Ooh. Whatever we do next is not going to be a dialogue-heavy game, for the sake of my voice. Check your mailbox. Oh no, check my mailbox. How do I tell what's new and not? I mean, I probably scrolled over it so fast. Interested in dyes? Hi, Rual Storge. I hear you're new in town. Maybe you like some dyes to start coloring your furniture and clothes? I'm sending you a sample of some of my best. If you want more dyes, you'll find me in the marketplace. I got plenty for sale. Multiplayer is open. You just have to go and sign up to their website, and I'm not doing it. So another thing I've noticed is the game has a little bit of what's referred to as smooth cam. That doesn't really bother me too much, but for people with motion sickness, it can be very difficult. And what that is sometimes the camera will move not in the way that the character is moving. They'll kind of like pan out or slide to the side or whatever. It'd be nice just for them to have that as an option I can turn off. Oh, hello. Azoria's got a lot of magic, wild magic. It's my job as a wizard to bring some order to it. Has anyone tried... I assume when you're saying CS2, you're talking City Skylines 2? More than likely no, because it's not out yet. It comes out October 24th. There was a handful of creators who got like a super duper early, like, you know, early build that they were allowed to make content creation with. But, Cities Skylines 2 isn't available yet for the broader public, nor just, like, in general. And my understanding is that early build was still pretty buggy. But, like, that thing. Counter-Strike 2 Go out yesterday, if I remember. Oh, no one cares about that. No, I'm teasing. No, I haven't played a Counter-Strike game in forever. I used to play a ton of it, but... yeah, I couldn't say a thing. Salutation, Rual Storge. My name is Alric. I'm a humble wizard of Azoria. The mayor let us pick our titles. She vetoed Mel's first title, which was Azoria's Honey Bear. Oh, come on. How dare she? Azoria's Honey Bear is a wonderful name for... was that the beekeeper was Mel, or was that the fisher? It doesn't matter. It's like, oh, dude, no, like, yeah. Yeah, no, it's, I don't know, like, I find when you're looking at games like Counter-Strike, you're usually talking about, like, the competitive scene more than anything. It's kind of one of the things that's ruined so many of those games that, a lot of the first-person shooters, it's all about being, like, super competitive, who can get the highest kill-to-death ratio, who can, like, get the best, you know, kills to death, or wins to death ratio. That, you know, people meta them really hard kind of kills the fun of them, at least for me. Because you'll have weapons that are like, you don't buy that weapon. Why? Because there's this other weapon and it's more meta. Okay, so why does this game exist in the game then? But, that's just competitive games by that nature. They get pretty toxic pretty easily. And I used to play a ton of them, just over the years. I got tired of it. Yes, of course. I was wondering why I mailed you. Oh, yes, of course. You're wondering why I mailed you. Okay, so Azoria has a lot of magic. Wild magic, to be specific. As in uncontrolled, possibly dangerous magic. Oh, no, I don't mean to worry you. No, wait, I do. Because it's pretty dangerous. You fear nothing? Well, we should have a long long, difficult discussion about your psychological state of being if you fear literally nothing. But that's a separate issue. Well, that's good to hear, but probably doesn't lend itself to good decision making. Exactly. I know what I must do. I must use my magic to force you full of fear for your own safety. I mean, I'll build you a magical staff, and you can use it for protection and harness some of the wild magic. That was my tummy. I worked up. I've been so worked up, I've forgotten to eat. I haven't had a warm meal in days. Do you think you can make me some home-cooked food? I've been eating raw mussels, and I think I'm about to turn into one. Okay. So he's gonna give us some heckin' magic, but first we gotta get some mussels from the beach. Okay. There's more than one place I can go to get those. It's interesting that they just hide cosmetics everywhere. Kids, don't eat raw shellfish if you value your life. Yeah, especially like now as a mainstay. Like some people do like raw oysters once in a while. Like there's a lot to unpack with that. But you know, you live your life how you want to live your life. But like just straight up being like, yeah, I keep forgetting, so I'm just gonna eat my food raw. It's like, no, maybe don't do that. That's not a good way of living a long, healthy, I mean, not even a long, unhealthy, like, just a long life of any kind. Picking that stuff up, if you use the stamina, it's not much. So are you gonna let me just jump up to the top up here? Well, that's not ominous. It's a happy tree of thorn vines. Getting some tea leaves. You've eaten raw oysters, but it's not the only food. They have to be fresh. They just killed immediately before eating, like sushi grade fish. Yeah, there's certainly that. Like people not like you got to be careful with food. If you've ever been through food poisoning, you learn very quickly that there is no meal worth food poisoning. That's not what I want to do. I want to actually mark it, because I gotta cook my stuff. I have no idea if that can be done with mussels. I have no idea about mussels one way or the other when it comes to eating them raw. Oh, we got more of these. Yeah, not even then, like, with oysters that I mean, I'm not big into oysters in general, but if I'm gonna eat them at all, I would eat them cooked. Alright, so the question is, wasn't there a box over here? No, that's the other game we're playing. So grab one of these mussels. Now drop by the marketplace long enough to take a bunch of inventory and drop it on the sales table. It seems like it's gonna be one of those kind of games where it's just the regular practice is to go to the sales table. and just sell everything we can. Because we found stuff easy, so I imagine it's not a big deal to find them again. Alright, so also to compare to the last game, so you remember us complaining about, like, you'd lock in place and all that? So I stopped moving, but the animation's really fast, so it doesn't feel bad. Whereas the other game, it's like you go to use the hoe and you go. And you just be like, oh my god, please. Hey, what's it like working on the farm? If you bring me some delicious hand-cooked food, I'll have the strength to make you a magical staff. You're back. I smell food. I can feel my life returning to me. I can't wait to chow down. I'll be spending the night working on my alchemy lab. Tomorrow morning, you'll have your very own magical staff. Now, I don't normally recommend anyone to work all night, but times are dire. Come meet me tomorrow over the biggest patch of thorns. We'll test out your new staff's toughness before we tackle anything magical. Okay. So they've already gone, they've given me, like, free time to work on stuff. That's good. So they're introducing, like, a mechanic or two, and they're already starting to back off a little bit on everything to, like, let you work on your crops and all that. Which means we burn all of our energy clearing things up. Yeah, we won't play this for a ridiculously long time. Like, we might put, like, an hour or so. This definitely seems good. It is one we do have on the poll on the channel for having me, like, do a proper playthrough at some point. But the point of the variety day is to hop between games. So we'll, get that moving again after this. I actually have no idea how long this is. Side note, because people have been here for when I played Stardew Valley multiple times in the past, they did just announce that Concerned Ape said there's going to be a really big update coming to Stardew Valley. That, like, it's supposed to not be as big as the last giant content drop, but it's looking like there's going to be a lot there. Some new romanceable characters, some new starting farm types. Oh. Some new starting farms that you can do. Oh, that's another one of those. And a bunch of, like, quality of life stuff and all that. So it's a big enough update that when that's dropped, I do think we will do another Stardew Valley playthrough. Which it's interesting because it's being heavily implied that you'll be able to go to the little tropical island that you gather the things, like, you gather the coconuts, the gold coconuts to progress. And that there might be an alternative way to advance it using Joja. It does seem like this game, your stamina takes a lot more to drain. Which, again, I appreciate. I've actually appreciated that some games have been just doing away with stamina as the mechanic that's limiting in these games, and instead just leave it like time. Because it always felt weird to have two separate limiting mechanics that kind of, sort of, ish overlap. They're not, like, really, really overlap, but vaguely. But yeah, so far my impression of this game is it seems to be really well polished. The animations are great. The play flow theme seems pretty good so far. I appreciate all the little quality of life things, like where I don't have to cycle through my tools for each and everything, that I'll never have a reason to, like, take a pickaxe to some of these things. So if I run out of fiber, do we collapse? Okay, we just can't do stuff, so I appreciate that as well. as opposed to games where you run out of stamina and you just straight up fall on your face. So if you ever lose track, you're punished. Okay, I mean, we're out of energy. I'm not gonna dialogue everyone because my voice won't put up with it. That voice really doesn't match the character. Yeah, no, I mentioned that as well. Alright, so sleep until tomorrow. I don't know what the eyeball means here. That's slowly going away. Alright, so we got a bit of money. Done reviewing. Okay, I met where the thorns were the thickest. He presented me with the oddest magical staff I've ever witnessed. But looks to be deceiving. Because the swords began receding. The jumble should be afraid of my new power. Good-natured Azorians need no longer cower. I'm doing a terrible job with those rhymes. At first, it's like, oh, I wish there was an actual cinematic in the game, and then when they started doing, like, the rhyming, I was like, never mind. It's fine. Okay. That said, while I am enjoying this game, I think it's pretty decent. I can see this being a game that I could see having a playthrough on the channel, like if people vote for it. But for the moment, since we are looking at doing the variety thing and hopping between game after game, this has been Fae Farm so far. It's been absolutely adorable, chill game. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty decent. I could definitely see playing this a bunch more. No idea how the depth of it goes. The game is doing a really good job of introducing one mechanic, then, you know, letting you have a chance to, you know, mess with that mechanic, then introducing the next one, then letting you have a chance to mess with and doing the next one. So I do understand that from, like, a tutorial perspective, you feel like you're on rails for a long time, and that can be a negative. But for me, I would always prefer to have this kind of a thing than, like, either we had on previous games where it goes, here is every mechanic, like, listed out as one big clump all at once. Good luck, sink or swim. And it also, like, I need to remember that on TikTok side, when I close the game, the screen's black because I haven't got the camera set up. So we're going to go ahead and get another game going here in just a moment. But that's been Fae Farm. I enjoyed that. Let me actually check here real fast on if there's any games that I have time-wise I should prioritize. Because I do have devs give me keys to play, which is part of why we're playing some of the games we're playing. And just making sure I don't have any of these that have been sitting on the keys for a good long while that's like, oh wait, I really need to play that. So Moonstone Island is one I should check out at some point in the near future. I don't want to kind of make the entire stream nothing but slice of life games. What are you again? I think all of those are slice of life. What is it going on with all the slice of life games dropping at the same exact time? I'm also looking for a game that isn't going to be as dialogue heavy because my voice is already strained. You're a slice of life as well that I need to check out. Let's do a tycoon style game. I got a tycoon style game here I've been meaning to play for a long time. So we're going to break out. It's called Silicon City. So give me just a minute to get that launched and switched over. And again, my apologies for you on the TikTok side staring at a blank screen. This is only the second time I streamed to TikTok, so I don't have everything quite set up the way it needs to be. Alright, and up next, Silicon City. Done there. Go here. Change you to point to the new game we've just opened. Apply. And bear with me for just a moment. I gotta go here to our Twitch. Connect your Twitch account to be in your community to appear in your city when online. They can interact with the city by typing commands. Alright, just checking what it would even request. No. No, I'm not willing to accept that. Like, I'm down to do Twitch integration, but it wanted a lot of permissions. I'm like, I'm not really okay giving you, a random game that permission. So let's lower the volume real fast. I got to reload. I didn't change the audio device, so I'm going to have to reload it a second time, so bear with me for just a moment. Because I got to switch my audio devices and all that kind of stuff up. Giving chat too much power is a bad idea. Well, it's not giving chat too much power. That's not the issue. It was like the game itself was asking more permissions of like more access to my Twitch channel than I really wanted to give it. Okay. So, give that a moment to go. I